Yawn was fucking glowing.
I down there put on shades.
I'm not gonna wear a sweatshirt on. It's just okay.
That works a lot better.
No,
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 42 of the Break Time podcast. I'm Alex.
I am Eman.
I'm Brooke.
And thank you very much for tuning in to this very aesthetically pleasing episode of Break Time.
Thanks, appreciate it.
No, I'm here. Guys, as always, really quick, if at any point you want to skip around, see what we talk about, and just go to specific conversations, you can go to the description, and it'll have timestamps on the different stuff that we talk about. If you want to skip to a certain conversation, there's also a link to the Teespring store if you want to support us in that way. So, Brooke, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Okay. Ew, why'd you say it like that?
I don't know the
Shit.
I'm good.
I'm really good.
That's how I am.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I know you're white. Anyway, but did we put the aquarium on?
Oh, yeah, we did.
I never looked behind me.
Hell yeah.
So, Brooke, before we kind of jump in and get started on everything, Brooke is a friend of ours. We've known her since middle school. And Brooke, why don't you kind of just, if you can kind of roughly remember, what brought you into hanging out with people like me and Eman, like if you remember meeting us and stuff like that?
Okay, you definitely theater, because we've been in theater together since like
7th grade.
Yeah.
7th grade. That was
yeah,
for sure.
and then you were friends with Eman, and then like you guys hung out and y'all threw parties, and like me and my friends would come to those parties.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Guys, our fucking rockstar lifestyle, dude.
Our rockstar lifestyle from fucking middle school.
Yes,
from middle school. They had all the Gatorade. They played all the Black Eyed Peas songs.
All the Capri Suns.
All the Jacoby knocking everything over and fucking it up. Anyway, but so essentially just from school.
Yeah.
We met up and stuff. So Eman, I had this question I just thought of right
What's
now.
up, man?
When you first met Brooke, because Brooke has always been someone who presents herself well. I'll put it in that way. What was your first, like when you met Brooke, what was kind of like your first reaction to Brooke? If you remember Brooke.
I was like, that chick at this school, bless your soul. That was my first reaction.
Why?
Because she looked good. You look good. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
And so like, yeah, she was like,
though.
What's up?
The girls, they were ruthless.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is guys and girls.
Oh, like you were catching like heat and shit?
Yeah.
Because you were a good looking chick, you know what I mean? And we had some fucking horn dogs at Luna.
I honestly remember being like, oh, that's what a scene kid's supposed to look like?
Yeah, you were very
yeah.
So emo.
Yeah, because every other emo or scene kid like had a big ass jacket on and had acne, and they looked terrible and disgusting, and yuck. And you were kind of like, oh, that's a regular looking person who was also seen. I like how my thing was like, oh, that's a scene person. Eman's like, she was beautiful.
Okay, well, that's because, when I came in 7th grade, to be fair, like when I came in to Luna, it was 8th grade. I was, no, it was 7th grade. It was 7th grade.
Yeah, I think so because
I was in Mr. Pirto's class. I was 7th grade.
Yeah, because I met you in theater, and we were both in theater 1, 7th grade year, because that was the year.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't want to be in orchestra anymore because I was an orchestra nerd.
Yeah. Yeah, 7th grade. I was a prep, and then it was like not until 8th grade that I started being a emo kid.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to express myself.
You wanted to express
yourself? No,
yourself?
honestly, like I went to the mall one weekend on a Saturday, and like all these little emo kids were hanging out, and that's who my friends were friends with, and I wanted to fit in, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever, and I was like,
that's usually how it goes, right? Your friends like you in.
I like that.
Remember, should I say his name?
Which one?
Brian Still.
Brian Still? Yeah, Brian Still.
Brian Still.
Do you remember Brian
Still? I remember Brian Steele, though.
You remember him, right?
Yeah, I remember being like...
Yeah, he had some attributes.
Super tall, and he was always like this, and he always had drool dropping out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He was big, yeah.
Yeah. What's the point?
What I'm saying, like, he really succumbed to that shit, you know what I mean? Because, like, he was so fucking military.
I get what you mean.
He would show up every day in military-grade uniform, head to toe, boots and all.
So you know what I mean? He went into the scene group. He found some friends that were like that and engulfed himself into that.
Exactly. I guess this kid had fucking a fat-ass wallet, because one day he shows up full military gear.
No, he always bragged about having a lot of money, too.
Yeah, he would, right? He'd buy, like, everyone beats and shit. So one day he shows up full military gear, as he did since 6th grade. Fast forward to 7th grade. I guess he's getting made fun of. He starts hanging out with friends who are more preppy. The next day, it's night and day. Brian's 7th grade, 6'4" ass shows up in skinny jeans, Vans, Hollister shirt, beats it, the whole 9 yards. It was fucking night and day. And it was so sad. was like, damn, you're so lost, bro.
And he got to high school and
became country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember Country
Remember that
Brian.
shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I remember Country Brian.
I remember Country Brian. It's
Like he's an action figure and the different waves came out. Like
That's how I feel about myself there. I feel like that's how I've like transformed throughout the years, like through I don't know, it's just like I feel like every other 2 years it's like a different version of myself, and like I don't know.
What's this version?
I don't know. I literally like right now I feel like a hobo all the time. I mean I look really good at work. No. Because I put a lot of effort in how I look at work. And, you know, but like outside of that, like if you see me in the gym or like Walmart, I'm usually just like.
Your gym pics look fine.
Well,
she's also taking gym pics, so she knows.
Yeah.
I know
that she's gonna take a picture.
Okay,
so.
Think about it this way: I work out every day of the week. And I only post a gym pic once every 2 weeks. So every other time that I don't post a picture.
Do you have analytics for yourself that you know that you know when you... Wow.
She's on a fucking regimen.
Okay, hold up. We'll get to that. Brooke, briefly, so we can kind of get into everything else.
Okay.
We always open up the show with this. And I'll ask you first, how's your week been?
My week's been really hectic. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm preparing for it's essentially it is a bodybuilding show, but I'm like preparing for the bikini division of it. So it's like bodybuilding, but the division I'm competing in is more of like I like to think of it as like the beauty pageant of bodybuilding. It's you know, coming in with like a lean physique, and then you have to come in like with a really good like just hair and makeup and like how you present yourself. It's like what is
it's more presentation than like I lift heavy things.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So but you do have to come in like super lean. But anyway, so that requires a really, really hectic meal plan and like super hectic training. The closer we get, and we're a month out, like in 2 days, exactly a month out. So we had to drop my I don't know, y'all won't know what this means, but we had to drop my macros a little bit.
He knows.
Do you? Okay, you know. Sorry.
He's all into that shit.
So
he got so upset. He's like, "Why are you slapping me in the face?" Sorry. Go ahead.
I had to drop my macros a couple of like 20 grams. So like now I'm eating like 50 grams of carbs, but I'm like working out just as much, and it hurts. It's been.
What kind of training are you doing? You doing like heavy ass weight training?
I do 3 heavy days, 2 lightweight days, and then cardio every single day.
Really? On a caloric deficit, so like, do you ever get like faint,
my body hurts. I was seeing spots yesterday.
Yeah, dang.
It's so hard.
Y'all both just went on that little thing right there, and I was sitting here like, the fuck are they saying? So, and I'm assuming you work between all that.
Oh yeah, and I work and I go to school. So.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, man, she just shit on her life, bro.
I know.
So I was doing something.
Your turn, Eman. Go ahead. What are you up to?
Sloppy, this new game that I got from GameStop. No. Actually, in my episode last week of early onset dementia, when I forgot whatever I did that week before, I forgot to say that I got the a supervisor position at the vitamin shop.
Oh yeah, you did do that.
No longer with Best Buy.
Which vitamin shop? Can you say?
Element Ranch, yeah.
Which vitamin shop?
It's the vitamin.
Oh, is it just called the vitamin shop?
He thought he was being smart.
well, because like you know, there's like what's the one that's like right here? It's called like Rock.
No, yeah, like the
Rox GNC. Then you got the vitamin shop.
See, I was assuming it had a name, so I'm the dumbass. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good. But
next time you can yell at me, I'm going to Walmart. Which Walmart?
I know, right? But I've been training for that in between working at Best Buy, which is it's cool. But yeah, man, just training. A lot of talking to meatheads and shit, recommending shit. Dude, I'm a fucking pharmacist, bro.
That's really all. Yeah,
I'm an underpaid pharmacist, man.
Do you have to tell people like the effects of things or what they can do to them?
Yeah, I do. Which I feel really uncomfortable doing sometimes. You know,
because you feel like you're not certified to do that.
Exactly, dude. Like I don't want a motherfucker to come back to sue me or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like today, I had a chick come in. She said, "Yo, I just need something for energy." Just like that. She said, "I need something for energy."
And you said, "Okay, Mom."
I was like, "Okay, well, turn around. Yeah, everything you see in the store is going to give you a little bit of energy, so you got to be more specific."
We got pre-workout.
Exactly.
We got fat burners.
She said she wanted a vitamin for energy.
So give her some
caffeine.
Give her some cocaine.
I should have, right? That's not coming yet. It's in our fall collection. But no, I gave her some tyrosine, some vitamin D, and some B12. But it's like tyrosine. Tyrosine is a neurotransmitter, right? So it's gonna up your dopamine levels. But I don't know this chick. Like I don't know. Like she could be on some shit or whatever.
I don't know what she eats.
Right. I don't know her diet, and the tyrosine could counteract whatever she's already on, and she could like, you know what I mean? Bad shit could happen, and it's gonna fall back on me. But I have to do it. You know what I mean? I know it works, and gotta prescribe shit. So yeah, that's been my life. Just trying not to kill people.
That's been my life, trying not to kill people.
And that's it, man. Just training. It's a new position, so it's a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. What about you, man?
I've been... most weeks I'm just working. I sell water softeners, Brooke. Very exciting work. I would go into the details, but I don't want you to get too excited about it. No, but actually, you know what? So me and you, we did the open mic thing, or I went to the open mic thing, and you went with me this past week to the Cove, because I hadn't played in a while, so I was kind of trying to get back into it. But I've been working on a lot more music for me and my sister, because I've written and recorded shit for my sister, and I've been working on more of my stuff and some more stuff for her, so I've been hitting that real hard. And then other than that, what else? I feel like there was something else I felt like I needed to mention. Oh, what's up? You know this, and I'm sure you probably knew this in some capacity, but I went through the breakup recently. And
I didn't.
What?
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I probably should have mentioned that. I was thinking about it. I was like, I should probably mention it to Brooke so she doesn't ask me how me and Serena are or whatever. It happened like a month and a half ago at this point.
Oh,
it's been a little bit. No, it was terrible. Almost 7 years of my life. It's fine. It's not like it was 7 years of my life.
Am I wrong by saying that you and Serena were like the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie of like people we went to school with? Like everybody was rooting for you. Like I'm graduated 2 years.
Yeah.
I run into somebody at like Walmart.
He knows how to make me feel great, doesn't he?
I know.
Go ahead. Continue.
I run into somebody at Walmart and they'd be like, "So how they like Alex and Serena still good?"
Terrible.
I mean, like, yeah, man.
I appreciate you. I'm sure a week ago I would have been more upset about that statement, but okay. I get it. Well, no, but the whole reason I brought it up is because I had my time where I bitched about it for like a day, and then I was telling you, I was like really internalizing everything. Like I was like, I'm good. I'm just gonna push this down. I'm not gonna worry about it. So I was just kind of going on autopilot and just feeling super shitty and going to sleep and being upset about it and all this shit. And recently, at least from Facebook, unless Facebook's lying to me, I found out that she got into another relationship. And I found out that day that I was totally okay. That I was fine. I kind of like that kind of like snapped something in me where I was like, if she's happy and she needs to do something else, I'm okay. And I'm happy and I'm going to go find the person that's going to make me happy and all that shit and whatever. But that happened to me this past week. So I was like, that's something of note that I felt like I should mention. Because we've talked about the breakup every now and then since it kind of happened and shit. But it's great. That and I drink more and I smoke cigars now, so.
Yeah, you becoming a grizzly old man, dude. I fucking love it, man.
Yeah,
this is the early stage of the transformation to single Alex, dude. He doesn't know it yet, but he's gonna be swinging dick in a month.
What?
What the fuck does that mean, Eman? What does swinging dick mean?
You gotta be swinging dick in a month,
what
dude.
What does swinging dick mean?
What does it sound like, man?
I don't even know.
I don't have enough there to swing.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a different problem. Come to the vitamin shop. I got you. No, man.
Why are you going to get me at the vitamin shop?
Joke, man.
Because I could take like 5 of them.
Got his hopes up. What are you going to give me? But,
what
does that mean? Man.
No, what does that mean? What does swinging dick mean?
If I explained it to you.
Look it up, because I'm curious too.
Tell me what it says on Urban Dictionary. Swinging dick.
Right.
There's no fucking textbook definition of swinging dick.
Maybe we'll find it.
I'm sure there will.
Look. In the Favish community.
In the Favish community?
There's a certain term to swinging dick. If I explain it to you now, it'd be like me speaking Spanish. You have to experience it, my friend. It's a mindset adjustment.
Okay, she's fine.
No, yeah.
It sounds like sex, but it don't even gotta mean sex.
What does swinging dick mean?
Just
okay, because here's what I'm getting. This says men who travel in packs, all of which who are man whores.
No.
They wear really tight-fitting jeans to show off their caboose.
Swinging dick.
And a lot of their friends wonder if they're possibly bisexual.
Oh no! That's me to the T!
No, that's actually me to the T.
That is you to the T, man.
Oh my god.
Did I tell you, my mom, she stopped doing it because I told her that I told her. I think I mentioned it on a podcast previously and she didn't want me to tell you again. But my mom would go,
he know he's gay yet?
Yeah, he goes, has Eman admitted he's gay yet?
Nah, it's coming, Elsie. Keep waiting. All right, it's coming.
Keep waiting.
Fucking Avengers movie.
Anyway, but let's go away from all that since we've caught up as far as our week goes and shit. Brooke, we've already gotten into it a little bit, but so you were talking about your regimen as far as what you do to keep up with your body and stuff like that. Well, let me ask you this before I go there. Not that you weren't already taking care of yourself throughout school and when we knew you.
No, I wasn't.
I'm just saying you looked fine. You looked fine. There was nothing where it was like, man, she needs to work out or something. At least from what we saw, we're like, oh, Brooke's good. She's pretty. She's fine. What happened, or what kind of was there a catalyst for you, kind of going like, oh, I want to better myself physically, and not necessarily just better yourself, but you've really taken it not to an extreme, but you've gone above and beyond as far as making sure that you're as healthy as you can be.
So it's kind of a sad story.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
So, you guys know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if y'all know how long I've been working at Twin Peaks, but it's like about 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So
You've been working there for a long time.
A long time, yeah. So, Twin Peaks is very, like, they have a serious image to maintain, and that's something that they talk about in the, in orientation. And, like, first of all, when I got the job, I didn't think that I stood a chance anyways. It was more of like, okay, we'll see what happens. And I got the job, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Is it harder to get into Twin Peaks than Hooters?
Oh, definitely.
Whoa.
Yeah, because Hooters girls just look terrible.
Twin Peaks is the Delta Force. Hooters is like the Army Reserve. You know what I'm saying? Different caliber of chicks work at Twin Peaks, man.
Okay, go ahead.
So I didn't really think it was gonna happen, but then it did. But Twin Peaks went through this change where, like, for like a very short period of time, where like instead of wearing like the like tie plaid tops, we wore like t-shirts. So I kind of like used that as an excuse to like, oh, okay, I'm gonna eat whatever I want. Yeah. And that's where like the freshman, I don't even want to say freshman 15 because I really only gained like 8 pounds, but I wasn't like super lean to begin with. So like 8 pounds really kind of like put me over the edge. Yeah. And so one day they sat me down and they were like, hey, we need to talk to you because you're Twin Peaks has an image to obtain and you're just not obtaining that image anymore. And I just like lost it. Yeah. I started crying so much because like that's something I just never wanted to hear. Like no girl ever wants to sit down and be like, hey, if you don't lose weight, we're gonna fire you. Like that's something nobody ever wants to hear. I love working there. Like, I love it a lot, and I did not want to lose my job. Like, any normal person would have walked up and been like, okay, well, screw this.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, I really, love working there. I love the environment. I love the girls, and it's really super easy. And so I just did it. I looked up everything I ever thought I would need to know. I started buying, like, all these supplements. I spent, like, so much money on supplements, and I literally started working out all the time. And I fell in love with the process, and it was, like, such a trial and error process, because this started, like, about 6 months after I started working there.
Okay.
And so that was, like, September. And, like, it was a trial and error for, like, 2 months, because I would, like, go on these crash diets, thinking, like, oh, this is going to be sustainable, and it totally wasn't. And then I want to say around February, or no, it was January, I started kind of watching these YouTubers, Buff Bunny, who actually lives here in San Antonio.
Oh, wow.
And, a lot of the other YouTubers that are all from San Antonio, and now some of them really kind of live in, like, California. And, like, I watched their YouTube videos, and to get inspired on, like, what to eat, I started eating healthier, like, with small steps, and then, like, going to the gym more often. And then one day, I went to one of the YouTubers, like, her meetup, and I went to meet her, and, like, it totally sparked something new in me, and I was just driven, and I went to, like, this new gym, and I just ate healthy, and I started tracking macros, which, proteins, carbs, fats. And it took a while, but, like, over the course of a few months, I started, like, really dropping weight. And then the progress was so addicting. And, like, hearing, oh, my God, you look so good. Like, hearing my bosses eat their words was, like, just the most satisfying feeling ever. And so then I thought about competing last year. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And then this opportunity to compete, like, nationally for Twin Peaks presented itself.
Yeah, I followed that whole thing on your Instagram when it happened,
So I thought, okay, well, we'll use this as kind of, like, to see if I like competing on, because this is, like, a very small scale compared to what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with it, and I love, like, the preparation, and I love pushing myself and seeing myself transform, and so I became addicted to it, and I just, like, ever since then, it's just been, like... my life. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So, first, when your bosses kind of came up to you and said, like, hey, maybe you're not cutting it right now.
Yeah.
Now, immediately, because obviously you have a mindset about it now immediately, did you kind of have that feeling where, like, well, fuck you, who are you to tell me that?
No.
Was it like that, or was it immediately like, okay, well, I want to better myself?
It was, like... It was a mixture of both, because, I mean, I had seen it coming, because I knew I was gaining weight, and I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't, like, I would look in the mirror, and I'd be like, why? Like, everybody I work with is so tiny, and, like, I'm not, And I was kind of embarrassed to work there after a while because I was like, I don't belong here. And, I feel it, like, I had it coming a long time. And it just, when it happened, it was like...
Yeah.
It was like, I knew it was true. And, like... It was also like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, I
get you.
I want to know this. So, like, when they told you that shit, right? There are obviously two. You're a pretty intense person, right? So there are two avenues. I feel like saying something like that to especially a female. There's two avenues that could result, right? Yeah. You could either do what you did, take the positive road, or you could creep into shit like eating disorders and shit like that. Yeah. Let's be real for a second. Yeah. Did you ever feel yourself creeping like down that avenue? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely, the first 2 months when I'm talking about, like, when I crash dieted, like, I would literally just live off of fat burners and push myself until I would, like, throw up, basically. And, like, people were worried about me. And, yeah, it was so bad. I was so desperate to keep my job. And, like, and I lost, like, a little bit of weight, doing that. But it wasn't sustainable because, like, you're not going to starve yourself forever. Like, you're just, if you're not happy with it, you're not going to do it. And so, yeah. And I kind of stopped myself because I don't know. It just kind of, like, it was, like, such a hard experience for me. It was so hard, like, emotionally and mentally and physically. Because I was also working 2 jobs at the time I wasn't in school. And, I just, I couldn't understand, like, why is my body different than these other girls who are going out to drink every night and going out and eating Whataburger whenever they want? Because the girls I work with, a lot of them are just genetically blessed. Like, they don't work out. They drink every single night. And I just, it was so frustrating because I couldn't understand, why am I gaining weight and they're not? And, like, I don't even drink. Like, I don't even do this. Like, and it was like, poor me. And I pushed myself and I would push myself and I would, I would make myself sick. And then I would... like, it was just so damaging to my body, and, like, it really took finding those YouTubers to kind of, like, listen to them say,
and do
like,
it in a healthy fashion?
Yeah, to watch them do a healthy fashion and listen to them say over and over, like, just be patient, it takes time, like, you really, like, patience is such a key thing when it comes to things like that. Like, you have to just let it, like, run its course.
Yeah. And I'm glad you asked that, because my next question was actually going to be as far as, because some people see, like, a lifestyle or a body type like you, and they're like, oh, she probably starves herself, or she probably does that, and they see it as unhealthy. So obviously you talked about, like, how there was a point where you were doing it in maybe a more of an unhealthy fashion. Yeah. So you definitely feel, and obviously you seem confident in the fact that now you're doing it to where you're happy with your results, but you're also being healthy about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And something that I tell people is that it really, like, you have to be just super patient, because people will go on, like, these crash diets, like, whether it's, like, keto, like, where it's, like, no carbs, or, like, just no fats, or, like, super, like, I don't know, they'll starve themselves, or they'll just eat so clean that they hate it, and then, like, they end up bouncing back to whatever they were eating 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, and that's why they're not seeing progress, or they don't see progress within 3 weeks, and they're like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, for me... I don't, like, even when I started this cut for this competition alone, I didn't really see progress until, I think, I want to say a month and a half, maybe 2 months in. Okay. And then, like, all of a sudden it was like, boom, I woke up and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm getting abs now. But, it, like...
I do that a lot. Yeah. I wake up and I go, I'm getting flabs now.
Well, we can't all be gifted like you, bro. Okay?
Yeah, some of us are just genetically... I, like, unbuttoned my shirt while I was doing that.
Button just pops off. I know. Some of us are just...
Some of us are just lucky. Just shoots Brooke in the back of the head. I'm like, shit! The camera's rolling. I'm like, hide it!
Oh, my God.
Stuff it under the bed. It fits. It's skinny.
Oh, my God.
Talking to her. Sorry.
Anyway, more about eating disorders. So let's get this shit.
Sorry. So, something I tell people is, like the best way to, like, in my opinion, to approach fitness is to find something that, like, you like, because, personally, I love food. I'm a huge foodie. I could never sit here and be like, I'm gonna give up hot wings forever. Like, I could never do that. Ever. But,
I don't know why I'm pulling a Jim from the office. Like, I'm just like, looking at the camera.
So, something that I learned to do is, like, count macros, and that's why I do this, is because it helps you keep in mind what you're eating, but it also helps you feel, like, freedom, like, to eat essentially whatever you want. Now, I'm not saying, like, you can go in, track macros, and slam 10 wings at Hooters and walk out and you'll still reach your fitness goals, but it helps you kind of
be a little more liberal with it.
Yeah, so so I'm gonna kind of give you, like, a rundown of, like, what I, like, eat in a day, like, on, like, a normal healthy. Because right now I'm, like, on competition prep, so I mean, it's really not appetizing at all.
Yeah,
it's chicken and broccoli.
It's like normal non-competition Brooke.
Yeah. Okay. So breakfast will usually be something like protein pancakes and eggs. And so, like, that's pretty, like, normal. Like, normal people eat pancakes. Normal people eat eggs. Like,
yeah, I eat protein pancakes all the time. Go ahead.
And so something that I also really like to eat, and a lot of people don't really, like, think of it as healthy, but, like, Chipotle.
Okay. I'm assuming it's a lot of, like, meat and beans and shit? I don't know.
Yeah, so as long as you track it, because, like, Chipotle is really good at, like, having the nutrition value stuff online.
Oh, okay.
So, as long as you keep in mind, like, okay, so I'm having this much chicken, I'm having this much rice, I'm having this much beans. And what I do is I split that in half, and only half, like, that moment, and then half, like, whatever for, like, later for a snack. But you start seeing food as, like, this isn't really unhealthy, and this isn't really healthy. Like, it's more of, like, how much of it am I eating today, or how much of it is going to kind of make it, like, unhealthy. So I, like, ask people, like, okay, what makes hot wings unhealthy? You know? Okay, so first of all, they're deep fried. So don't deep fry your chicken, because if you bake chicken, it's perfectly fine, right? And then the second question...
She's talking me more and more out of this. Okay, go ahead.
And so then, like, the second thing, what makes hot wings also unhealthy is the buffalo sauce. It's really high in fat. So, but there are buffalo sauces out there that are a little bit lighter calorie, and they're not really so high in fat. So what can you do, like, at home? Just bake your wings and then put them in that kind of sauce, and then you're still eating what you want, but it's just, under a controlled amount of calories.
Okay.
So that's something that I really like to look at. And then, you find just all these kinds of foods that you like, or that at least I like quesadillas, and just really anything that you can think of. And as long as you, like, kind of keep in mind how much you're putting into that, and, like, how much you're eating of it.
Yeah, there's a little more of, like, a healthier alternative.
Yeah, I mean, if you take out all the butter and oil and all that stuff, which I know is going to not make it taste as good.
I get what you mean, yeah.
It's still the same
Sacrifices.
thing. Yeah.
And that's out of competition?
Yeah.
God damn.
So, Eman, let me ask you this, just because I know we're laying in a lot on Brooke, and she's just talking 100 miles an hour like it's her fucking show. No, I'm kidding. We're making her. But, Eman, let me ask you this, because obviously you're super into your health, you're super into your physique and building yourself up a certain way. And obviously Brooke is the same in a little different of a capacity. I feel like she's trying to more, like, lean out and look good in that fashion, and you're more about muscles and shit.
Kind of, in a sense.
Well, just, I don't know how you would put it, because obviously I don't do that. But from what you hear from her, how much is it, how drastically different is it, if at all? And, like, kind of, what are the comparisons to that? From what you do and what she does?
Well, you're definitely way more conscious about what you eat. For example, yesterday I had a whole box of pizza, and that was a good day for me. But man, we went to a Pizza Hut one time with him, and me and him. And I was like, hey, it's just two of us. You want to just order, like, a large pizza with, like, chicken and all this other shit on it? I had, like, a slice and a half, maybe 2 slices. This bitch ate, like, everything before I was done with those 2 slices. And I probably finished your food for you.
You did! And then you went, bro, can we order another one?
It's terrible, man.
But go ahead.
But no, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Genetics is fucking huge. I have great genetics, thank God. So I can eat like that. But my thing is, I don't know. I've done the whole, like, no sugar, no carbs, ketogenic, like, all that crazy shit.
Yeah, you had to do no sugar when you had that yeast infection.
Had a fucking yeast infection. Had to fight a yeast infection, absolutely.
Yeah. Obviously, Brooke knew about this because we talked about it in one of the earlier podcasts. So.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she knew.
I saw her comments.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know, man. I want to eat healthier, but, fuck, I also don't want to be the guy who, when all the homies are going out, I'll be like, yeah, I'll get a salad, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to live a life of
Why
comfort.
do you always, whenever you go into the savage version of Iman?
That wasn't savage. I was salad.
No, but I'm saying, like, you always come out with, like, a lisp. Like, when you do a character. like, I'm a savage. Can I get a salad?
Salad, please.
Yeah, salad, please. So, Iman, let me ask you this.
Go ahead,
so,
man.
Obviously, the way that you consume and the way that you work out
that's
is very
the
different.
consumption part.
Now, let me ask you this. But what you're doing as far as working out and eating at the level that you're eating at and being conscious about what you do put in your body to an extent,
right?
That works for what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And are you happy with the results that you're getting now? Or are you hearing kind of some of this and going, I could adopt some of that to better myself even further? Or are you happy with what Eman is building now?
I'm happy with what Eman is doing. He's doing now because Eman is a bad motherfucker. I'm just kidding. But I mean, I think what I'm doing now. What I'm doing now works. I could eat better on the account of just how I feel when I'm training. You know, like when you start fucking up your diet, you feel it in your joints and shit, and just performance sucks. And that's really it. I mean, I just really could clean up my diet as far as sugar. but the way I train, I love it. Like, for example, like, I don't like to do one type of training year round. Like, at some point in the year, I'll walk into a boxing gym and do that. I'll start running, like doing half marathons and shit, or I just weight train. And I want to be able to adapt to all those scenarios. So I know if I just adapted the pure like meathead lifestyle, and put on like, I could be 200 pounds easily. You know what I'm saying? But I know that would hinder my performance and everything else I like to do. So I just keep everything well rounded. That's just my goal, man. Well rounded and fucking comfortable.
Me too.
Quite literally, dog. No, but just well rounded, man. Just well rounded. And if I feel a dip in my health or something, then I adjust my diet and shit like that. But not nearly as much thought as. Yeah. But she competes. You know, you compete.
That's true. So let's pivot a little bit as far as the topic. Mainly because I feel that if we stay on this for too long, I'm gonna have to leave and y'all just finish the podcast.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
We got 3 different perspectives here.
Okay.
So what's your diet?
We got pretty intense. We got casual. Got pretty intense. I want to know.
Why am I pretty intense?
It's polar opposites, baby.
That.
You know I love you, dog. But we're talking polar opposites here, man. Yeah. So what's your mindset when like going into diet, or do you like experiment with exercise? Experiment with exercise, like it's
like because you know you can't do it. So do you ever like dabble?
Like, do you monitor what you eat, man?
Do I monitor what I... So, a while back, me and Serena, Rip, were definitely...
I fucking hate when you say that, man.
Rip.
Yeah. No, like, so a while back, when me and Serena definitely, at a time, she kind of pushed me to start going to a gym with her, because we had some friends that owned a gym that was...
Oh, yeah, alter ego gym.
Yeah. It was very nerd related, and everyone there was like, oh, yeah, we're nerds and stuff. So, not only was it like... Because me, I'm just a nerd by nature. I like that shit. So, for me, it wasn't so much just like, oh, I'm going to go work out. It was like, I'm going to work out and be able to have... For me, stimulating conversation with other people who are into this nerdy shit that I am. Because that's what it was for me. Yeah. So, I was able to get my fill on both outlets. Because I've always told you, like... Some people, when they de-stress or when they're kind of like needing to be to themselves, their thing is like, I'm going to go watch TV, or I'm going to be alone, I'm going to chill out. My thing is talking to people in a real capacity, because my job is talking to people, but it's always like, oh, hey, I'm Alex, and this is job Alex. So I like when I can talk to people, and that was always my outlet for that, as well as working out. So when I was working out, I was actually losing weight, and I was like, wow, this goes away. And
hey, this dude was a sexy motherfucker for a little bit.
I'm a sexy motherfucker now, Eman.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, say it again. No, I'm kidding.
You saying this?
Suck my dick.
No, you know you're saying this, and all I can think about is the Gaston costume that you were in freshman year with like the muscle suit and like all
theater shit.
I still remember the painting that they did in the tavern.
No, I don't.
So they did a painting of me where one day I walked in, and not even the full costume, they just had me wear the tunic, and they said, Alex, do a Gaston pose, and I went, that? And they took a photo of me, and they said, okay. And then Casey, I don't know if you remember Casey, she was one of the techs, she was a senior. Yeah, she looked super young, and she came up to me one day, she's like, look what we did, Chavez, and they had a full size, like, probably the size of maybe a little more than half the closet, and coming down. It was like a full-size Gaston painting of me doing this shit. So we had it in the background of the show, and I bought it from Mr. D. And to this day, it's hanging in my bedroom.
Oh my
God. I still have it. It's hanging right over my bed.
I'm a little jealous, man.
Why are you jealous? It looks so stupid.
Clearly not. You have it in your room for a reason.
Out of my room? Because I was a pretentious asshole. I'm still a pretentious asshole.
No, honestly, when the Twin Peaks calendar came out, because I'm in it, I bought it, and I still have it up on the page I'm on. Like.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, Brooke, that's fine. It's only bad if you leave it on the page that you're on. But you did that. So,
it took you so much work to get into the shape to be able to model to get those pictures. This motherfucker just did this for 5 minutes, and he was like,
not only that,
artwork.
The whole real quick, let me wrap this up. So when I was working out, I was definitely being more conscious about what I was eating and stuff, and I was seeing some results. And Serena would cook, kind of like what Brooke was saying, like she would cook like wings, and she would cook like pastas and shit like that. But she would do it in a fashion where we were still eating what we wanted to eat, but she was doing it in a healthier fashion.
Yeah.
And now I don't have that anymore, and I'm lonely and terrible. And no, I'm kidding. I'm fine. But so back then I was definitely doing that, and then Just a bunch of other shit started happening in my life, and that's always everybody's excuse. Like, shit came up, and shit just came up, and I strayed away from it. I had to put more time into work because I was declining in my work ethic. Because as far as work, I don't have hours. I go and I have to make my own work. Like, that's what I do. So I refocused on that. Now I'm not currently doing anything, but we've talked about it. I want to start at least adding cardio back into my something again. Yeah, and then I drink a lot of soda, and I've been slowly, like, I think this was like the first week where I've been edging out like soda completely, because soda's a big thing for me, because I dig soda, dig caffeine. I like the way it makes my body feel like I have no worries in the world. That's what fat people say about it. Anyway, so I've been transitioning to only drinking water, so I'm trying to get that kind of going too. But as far as what y'all are doing, I'm doing piss. I'm doing fucking nothing, because y'all are sitting here being Greek gods and shit, and I'm like, yes, sir, gods. Can I bring you a loaf of bread? And Brooke kills me. She's like, why would you say bread? I can't eat that right now. I can't have carbs.
Yeah. God.
So, yeah.
Good, man. That's interesting.
Yeah. No, it's not, and you know it.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just shitting on myself so bad.
I know, this is sad.
Oh my god. No, you talking about that's bringing up my like breakup like 2 years ago. Like, oh my god.
Ooh, fun.
Which one was that?
David.
Oh, the guitar dude with the hair.
No, and I told Eman this because Eman comes into Twin Peaks every now and then.
I saw you at one of the things he did.
Things I did?
No, because he would perform and shit. That's David we're talking about?
Yes, yeah,
He did a show because my sister was doing that School of Rock thing. And he was with that, and there was a show that they did where...
His parents own it.
Yeah, I know. And there was a show that he did where he was walking around and he came out and talked to you, and I saw you there, and I was like, I should go say hi to Brooke. And then something was happening. Nothing was, like, seriously happening, but I was like, but then I'm going to have to talk. So I didn't.
I do that all the
time. Yeah, that's very...
I'd be like, is that someone I knew from high school? Oh, okay, I'm going to...
Like... Yeah, shy away.
No, but it wasn't I shied away at all. I just went like, I don't want to get up. Because I had that thought. I was like, if she turns around and sees me, I'll say hi. But I'm not going to initiate the conversation.
Fair enough, dude. It'd be like that sometimes.
Anyway, but what happened with him?
No, he came, we're friends now. So we're not, best friends or anything, but we have established that we are okay, and that we've established everything in the past. Yeah. So that, so I don't know if you guys, you know this, but Twin Peaks has lingerie weeks where we just literally wear nothing.
When did those happen? For science.
At least once a month. At least once a month, every month. For like a full week.
Did it already happen this month?
We had kind of a different thing this month. We did like brew week. We did like jean shorts and like this shirt.
He has a boner.
What? What?
I don't.
No.
Like you would be able to notice. I'm kidding. No. I don't know why I'm on this bench right now. Just saying my dick is small. I know. I'm fat. I'm terrible. I got nothing in life. I'm lonely and I got no dick.
Your dick is small. Oh my god.
It sounds better to say that you have no dick than to say that your dick is small. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
That just sounds better for some reason. But go ahead. Sorry, bro.
No, so I'm like, oh my god. I showed you what I was wearing, right?
Think so.
Whatever. But anyways.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
So I was in this, okay, I'm not going to go into detail. No, I'm not going to go into details about what I was wearing. I was wearing lingerie. So.
Well, how'd you not go into detail?
You fucking wear it for, it's
you
your
wore
uniform.
It to work. Anyway, go ahead. If it's not important to the story, go ahead.
So, at Twin Peaks, we all run each other's food and drinks. Like, if we're in the kitchen and we see a table, this food's up for table 64, I'm going to go run it to them, whatever. Because if we don't, we get in trouble. And the food gets cold and the people get mad and then whatever. So, I am running a food. That's weird to say. I'm running a food. Some food to a table. And from, across the restaurant, I think I see him. And he's sitting at a table. And I'm kind of like, that guy looks a lot like David, and I haven't seen him in 2 years, or no, in a year and a half, or I don't even know how long it's been at this point, but I hadn't seen him in a while, so, wait, no, that's a lie, I saw him September before, sorry, I saw him last September, anyway, because we had to talk about things, anyways, so that's not important, what's important is what's going on here, so I see him and I'm like, but there's no way that my ex-boyfriend would show up to a place where he knows that I work, he knows that I work. So, and then I get closer and closer and closer, and we make eye contact, and I'm like, oh.
Wait, were you taking food to his table?
To the table right next to us.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, no way.
Oh, my God.
And no, this doesn't have to happen on any work night. It has to happen on the night that I am essentially half naked.
Yeah.
So
you act like you don't want the shit to happen. Come on.
No, because it was a shock. What I was wearing was so, just like not
That is the biggest in-your-face thing you could do.
That's very
fucking
true.
Glow
Yeah.
up on his ass.
Yeah.
He was sick. He went home and threw up
because you hadn't started. I mean, not that you weren't beautiful before, but you hadn't started this kind of transformation into goddess Brooke yet.
No, because when I was with him, like I had so much relationship weight because we would eat Panda Express like every day.
So it's like that comfortable kind of just like
you get comfortable.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
You're comfortable.
Yeah, we ate Panda Express every day, hot wings every night, and then what else? Like ice cream all the time. And then his mom used to bake a lot, so she would like have brownies like every day.
And then each other.
Huh?
Nothing.
No.
Someone fed it, dude.
But
Well, hold on,
so-
I got real quick. Was the glow up only in your favor, or did he glow up as well?
No, he.
Oh, you leaving me hanging with the goddamn fingers? She's leaving me hanging with the fingers.
finger him back.
No.
That sounds so weird. Just do the
What?
fingers back to him.
Give
Just
me
do
some
the
fingers.
back. Just- there you go.
No, so
Just give me some fingers.
No, so
Just finger him back.
I was like, oh my god. And so I saw him and I didn't know what to do because like we had established months like prior to this that we were cool. Because like
Yeah.
I said, in September we talked about everything that we had happened
Was
in
he
our
with a girl?
relationship. Oh, he has a girl. He's had a girlfriend for like a really
okay.
long time. Actually, well, like if y'all want to hear the story like later maybe. But like he's had a girlfriend.
Does that have to do with the breakup?
Kinda.
Oh, okay.
So
We'll talk about it later.
So, like, if y'all want to hear about that, you can. But, he has a girlfriend, whatever. So, I go up to him, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? Because, first of all, I'm like, I know I look pretty good right now.
Damn.
Second
okay.
of all, I'm also, like, I don't know.
knows.
I don't, like, this situation is so awkward that I don't know, like, where we kind of stand. Because I know that we're okay because we, looked each other in the eye and said, we are cool, we are cordial. So, it's like, if I don't say hi, am I rude? If I do say hi, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So, I just said, oh, hey, what's up? Like, like, oh, what are you doing here? Because I kind of work here. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing here? And he was like, oh, we're here for Joey, like his friend, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I kind of walked away really fast. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
And he got up and he left too.
Oh,
and he
wow.
went outside to go smoke a cigarette or whatever.
Yeah.
He got mad stressed.
Yeah, he had to go fucking
He was
de-escalate.
outside like, lost that.
And
It's like the cartoons where just all of it just goes through at one point.
Just one draw.
one drop.
But, and then, like, later we ended up talking about it. I was like, so why did you come in again? And he was like, it's for a friend. I was like, I work there, dude. Well, whatever. But,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but we're cool now, so.
Yeah.
He never hit you with like, "What's up, big head?"
No,
I miss you,
like, no, he-
3
What's
a.m.
up,
text.
big head?
Yeah.
No, it's something that's kind of like.
Big head? Is that a thing?
That's a thing.
He's so out of touch.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm
Well,
sorry.
he's been in a relationship for like 7 years.
But the internet. He has. Did she keep the internet from you?
I wasn't
You
able to
leave
do
your box for 5 minutes a day.
Baby, okay. Just let me go to Disney Channel games.
It's so
You have
sad.
a 30-minute limit.
Right?
I
I
got
got
the-
your kibbles and bits, motherfucker.
I get on the internet and I'm like, what? When did they stop Drake and Josh?
He's so out of touch. It's the big head. Why would you insult her?
I know.
Spoiling her heart.
It's,
I don't get
no,
that.
it's
What
like
is
a
that?
thing that like so. It's like a meme that just, people
Yeah.
who haven't talked to each other in a long time and want to, like,
Big head.
hook up at 3 a.m, like, what up, big head?
What up, big head? It's like the cute little insult that like breaks the ice.
Yeah, like, if you haven't talked to each other in a while.
You said fucking
That's
wicked
so
in
fucking
a serious context. a
I'm
few days
sorry,
ago.
Iman. I'm also 45 years old living in a 21-year-old's body. Okay? I understand this.
No, your body's very much 41 years old as well. I'm kidding.
Oh my
But
god.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
so are you single now?
No, I have a boyfriend now, so.
But for a while, were you single?
Yeah, it took me a really long time because like me and like him breaking up because I really thought we were gonna end up together, but like it was
Like together?
like yeah, like
You saw the white picket fence, the 3 kids, like
that's what we had talked about, but just like a rock and roll version of that.
fuck yeah, I dig it.
Like
I understand that completely. 110% understand that. Fucking sucks.
yeah, and then so we
I'll
broke.
be back.
So
No, I'm kidding.
so Alex probably knows how this feels because like I know totally how that feels, and like. And he left me, like, pretty much. And so that was, like, so hard on me because I was just like, no. But he was like, no. But then it turns out he had a drug problem and, like, I had no idea. And
Yeah,
It
but
was-
definitely in the moment of it, you definitely have that, like, well, hey, we can fix this, or what did
yeah,
I do?
like,
kind
I
of
was
thing.
so, like, and, like, it was one of those things. We ended up breaking up a couple times before we, like, completely broke it off, which I think a lot of people do that.
I can understand that completely.
Because, like, you're desperate to hang on to it and you're desperate to, like, make it work.
Yeah,
and,
even if you know there's problems, there's that part of your brain that won't click, and you're kind of like, no, I want to save that.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
and you just, but it's like beating a dead horse. And you just, essentially it's better to just.
Or beating dead meat.
die.
I said that. That's what beating meat means.
But yeah, no, and so then, but now I'm
so sad. Y'all can sit here and relate on fucking working out, and I'm like, my heart was broken too, bitch. Hell yeah.
What do we do now? No,
full circle.
No, now I'm dating someone. He's great, and he really respects me. Like, our relationship's so new though, and it's kind of funny how
long have y'all been going out?
Like, really, 3 months.
Oh, okay.
But we've known each other since last, March.
Okay.
Because we were friends. Because he used to come into Twin Peaks as a regular, and he would come in as my regular. And he would come visit me every so often. And at this time, I was kind of seeing a military guy, which, by the way, ended terribly. But he would come in and see me and, talk to me, and, we'd be, we were really good friends. I had no idea he had a crush on me. And then, he kind of, one day it was, around... what was that hurricane that hit?
Harvey.
Yeah. So around that time, he and I, he kind of came clean about his feelings to me, and I told him, I don't have the same feelings for you, because in my head, he was too old for me. He's, 27. And,
how do you... Hold up.
I'm 20.
Oh, damn it, I was going to guess. So, I was going to say 19.
Yeah, but so I was like, oh, he's too old for me, and, if you're 28, you're kind of probably not looking to just party and, mess around,
you're looking to,
probably,
Yeah.
So I was kind of no, I don't want that. So I told him, sorry, Chris, I'm not into you.
Yeah.
And so he was, so heartbroken that he went and, he has, I don't know, he's really cool because he has this, thing where if he's, in, grieving or, he'll turn that into something really cool. So he went out and on a boat and went to go save all these, Hurricane Harvey victims out in, Houston. We're stuck on the roofs.
Where the fuck is this Superman at? Where is...
Fuck you.
That's some Spider-Man shit. Mary Jane don't love me. Uncle Ben died. Time to save the fucking world.
Yeah.
Pretty much, he went out and he just went out and did that for a month, and then he comes back and he's so, and I'm so, and
he's so, just save the world.
Right, with his fucking grizzly man beard, hadn't been shaved in 6 years. I'm back.
His zipper halfway down.
Had to fight through hose to get here. Don't mind the zipper. Anyway, can I have a number 7?
Hose?
Yeah.
I have number 7.
Fucking, come on, junk police, get off my shit.
Not
that was my point. He's going into this classy ass establishment. Can I get a number 7?
I fed it. It tanked. Now we move on.
Okay. No, and so then I ended up one day kind of and with this military guy, we broke up, and me and him breaking up, kind of made me realize, why am I trying to date all these guys that are, so, essentially fuckboys, when I have, this wonderful person right here who's been, waiting for me since, March, and this is, January.
Oh, that's so cute.
Since, March, to, date me and to show me that, he can make, me happy, and so I was okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I've been really happy.
That's such a mature-ass thing to fucking say. That was so cool. I don't know why I had to mention that. I'm just... Well, because you don't... With a lot of relationship stuff, especially nowadays with people that are younger, you don't hear a lot of that just honesty. Mm-hmm. Why am I doing this if this is right here? Or this can potentially be better for me, or this is something I want to try out because this is where I should be.
Especially
going.
At our age, 20 years. I hear a lot of people, at 20 years old, and they're guy friends who come to me, and they're I have a girlfriend, but there's this other girl. And I'm just dude,
that shit's whack.
Don't be with that girl. Or, I have friends that are girls, and a lot of the girls I work with are kind of, I don't want to say it, but... They
Go
ahead.
They like to date a lot of people at the same time.
Oh,
nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, date, but also be engaged and also
So you don't mean
you guys got some characters up there at Twin Peaks.
You don't mean just see other people. You mean essentially leading multiple people on.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah.
And so some of them are friends, some of them are not. So I really it's not my life. I don't care. You do what you want. You do what makes you happy. But I just whatever. It's something I couldn't do. Mm-hmm. And But yeah, and they just, they're oh, so I'm dating Jack, and, now, Jack and I are really good, but tomorrow I'm going to see Marcus, and then the day after that, well, I don't know, Corey wants to hang out too, but Corey's not texting me back fast enough. And then over here, Jimmy John is, and I'm
Jimmy
just
John.
over, I'm over
He's
here,
over here with some cold-ass sandwiches, thinking he can come up here and this shit.
Fast sandwiches.
No, but, just kind of go off what you're saying, yeah, you definitely... again, because you see a lot of that, what you're saying.
Yeah, and, all these girls are, just constantly being let down, and I'm just, because, guys our age, essentially a lot of them really kind of suck.
Yeah.
And it's not just guys, girls do, too, I just said, but, like, you know, a lot of people, it's so hard to find people who really, like, genuinely want the same thing that you want.
And want to, like, grow with you and start something. Yeah,
because a lot of people are, like, kind of looking for it short term, or even if they are looking at it long term, it's also, but, like, you know, like, I really do want this every day forever, but, or, like, at least for, like, a couple of years, but at the same time, you know, this is also looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And, you know, I haven't had some of that in a while. Like,
yeah, because a relationship, when it comes down to it, isn't just the feeling or the infatuation of it. It is a conscious choice you have to make.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people, either our age or people just kind of in the area where we are very much like, I don't want to commit to anything.
Yeah.
Because almost like they lack the God, what's that word? I guess drive to hold on to a choice and to make a choice like that. Like Eman, I know, you know, if you don't mind me peeking back the curtain a little bit, you not necessarily struggled with this, but something that happened to you because you were dating around a little bit.
Right.
You were meeting some girls, and then you met the girl who's your current girlfriend right now.
Yeah.
And when you first met her, y'all went on a few dates. You knew very early on. You told me, you're like, she's great, bro. I can definitely see us having a relationship, but I don't want to do anything yet. I don't want to, like, put a label on anything yet. And you probably went, like, this is probably, like, what, a month and a half of me asking you, like, so how's it going?
Yeah.
How's it going? Because I was kind of like, bro, she's special. Lock that shit down. And you were like, giving it some time. Because you had to make sure that you were ready to make that choice.
To make sure she was ready.
Well, both of you. I know, but I'm just saying for you personally. You were kind of preparing yourself, and she was probably preparing herself for the same thing, and y'all were making sure that it was amicable, that y'all were ready to make that choice.
Yeah, we're in the dating process.
To be in a relationship and do all that shit. Not necessarily just like, oh, we're going to do whatever, but also see other people or, you know, have your dick swing. How'd you say it?
I forgot what I said.
Swinging dick.
Gotta be swinging dick sometimes. My thing is, so, like, for example, when you first met old dude, right?
Yeah.
You felt
Did you say
that
old dude?
Old dude, yeah. When you first met the guy.
No, he's 27.
No, anyway, when you first met the guy, you were a little turned off by the fact that he was a little older, right?
Yeah.
And you knew what old age would come with.
Yeah.
And like you said, you knew he didn't want to be the type to go out and party, or, you know, he was looking for something a little more serious. Yeah. And at first, it turned you off. Yeah. Because you might have felt that vibe. And that's exactly what I don't want to happen. You know what I mean? I went into this the last episode. You just got to make sure that the other party is ready. Usually what happens is when a guy finds the right woman, right? And then Brooke, in his case, is very pretty, right? So she's probably used to a lot of dudes wanting to lock her down and shit. And they'll be very fucking overbearing about it. It's fucking pathetic, to be honest. So I know where I stand. I know that, not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to go ahead and toot it. I'm a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm a good time, you know? So I know what I bring to the table. And I know that if a girl lost attraction to me, it's because we just genuinely didn't work out. But I know that I'm also... You could be in a relationship with me, you know what I'm saying? And so...
Thank you.
What you
no,
thought you were offering.
So my thing is, when it comes to relationship, the ball is always in the female's court. You know what I mean? Because regardless, I know that I'll be fine in whatever route that I take. You know what I mean? So I put that choice on her. One, because I don't want to be overbearing, and two, I know that it's not the only girl that I'll ever get in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like girls really, from a fucking experience, they really hate that overbearing shit. Like, it freaks them out. You know what I mean? That's guys get the, I don't know, man, I'm the perfect guy. Like, in theory, I'm the perfect guy. I give her a good morning text, I send her flowers, but she hit me with the fucking, let's be friends, I don't know where this is going, it's moving too fast. That's the reason, because you come on too fucking strong, you know what I mean?
I think they're also assholes if they're like, I'm a great guy. In theory, I'm perfect.
Right, well, that's, like, you know, a loose quote, but like, how do
Adonis, calm down.
From your perspective, how can you, like...
See, I know exactly what you're saying, because I've been, like, on that other position. I've been that girl who said, like, not into it, or, like, because I've also been in that position where it's like, I'm Brooke Hansen. How could you not want to be with me? Right? Like, what do you mean? Like, you know, I've dated guys, too, and, like, I just get so confused when I find out that they are, like, dating around, or that, like, or when they, you know, stop texting me back. I just don't get it, because it's, like, you know, same thing, like, I'm having a good time.
Well, like, you know your worth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
but when that happens, does it not increase your attraction for those guys more?
No,
you don't know where their feelings stand with you.
So for me, like, it's kind of weird because like it's either like I'm either attracted to you or I'm not, and that has nothing to do with how you treat me. Or really, no, actually, that's a lie. Now it really kind of does. Because if you're like an asshole to me, I don't care how cute you are. I'm just kind of like, okay, bye. Like, you know, like I will block you. Like I don't even care. And but for But, like, no, what you're saying, like, some guys are overbearing. They'll, like, get you flowers and, you know, chocolates, and it's, you know, it's sweet, but sometimes it's just, like, if I'm not into you, I'm not into you. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, also, like, I'm not, like, if you're an asshole to me, I'm not going to be like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Please, take me now. It's more of, like, okay, well, do you want to do this or not?
Yeah. So, kind of, like, for me, from what I'm hearing, you're saying, like, at least again from what I'm hearing in the fashion that you're using it, is like the things like the kind gestures and all that, when it's being used as like, oh, I'm trying to win you over.
Yeah.
That's kind of when it's like, what the fuck's going on here? Or like, I'm not into this. Is that kind of like what you're saying?
I don't even know. Like, it's
well, because I'm trying to understand.
Hard,
I'm trying to understand if you're saying it like, hey, I don't want that kind of stuff right off the bat, or that's not what's going to get me attracted to you. What's going to get me attracted to me is if, or what's going to get me attracted to me. What's going to get me attracted to you is if, like, I like you or we hit it off.
Yeah,
we
it
have
has
that
to
chemistry.
be. Like, you have to have that chemistry. You have to hit it off. Because to me, if you start off a relationship and you're trying to win someone over, like, with roses and chocolates, but, like, then what happens? You stop doing that, and then it's kind of like, well, the reason why I kind of fell for you is kind of like...
Yeah, or it's not payday week that week.
Yeah, and then it's like, what do you mean you're not taking me out to, like, a fancy five-star dinner? Like,
that's true. It has to be based on the chemistry, not the physicality of it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, what you can give someone.
You gotta come correct, man. You gotta fucking come correct. Look, this is my analogy that I tell everybody. I'm gonna tell it to you now, right? This is what I think women want, okay? You ready?
Make sure we got time for misogynistic remarks.
Yeah, it's the, you know.
Also, not to rush you, but we are going to run low on time, and I want to ask Brooke one more question. We're an hour in.
Okay. It's not
but realistically, we're like 52 minutes in because we started late.
It's not going to be long. I think what happens with guys, right? We get it fucked up because from a young age, especially if you grew up around a lot of women, you're taught that you have to go above and beyond for the chick you love, right? Mm-hmm. She has to be your fucking life. And it's hammered into you by your mom, your sister, female friends, movies, music, from all angles, right?
Yeah.
And so at a certain point when a guy finally gets that, the woman does become the center of his life. Mm-hmm. That's not fucking cool. This is why. I look at guys as like fucking train conductors, right? Go ahead. Yeah, it's confusing.
Like a train conductor.
The train...
Oh, you got the shovel and you're putting it in the thing.
No. What's the train conductors, right? The motherfuckers who drive the train, okay, whatever.
What is that?
We're not gonna get into technical terms about the train, but the train being the man's life.
Okay, yeah.
The direction, the tracks being where he's taking that man's life, where he's taking his life, right? Every now and again, you'll have different guests come on that train. You know what I'm saying? You'll have relationships, you'll have friends, you'll have whatever. People will come on your train, come on your life, because they want to be along for the ride for a little bit. If a man loses focus of where he's taking that train because of the guests he has on that train, he's no longer a man. He's a people-pleasing pussy. And women are the best at detecting that shit, you know what I mean? That's why I love women, because they call you on your shit. The second you're not being a man, they dump your ass. They hop off your fucking train. So men, when you find that perfect one, she cannot be she can't be the center of your life. Because though it sounds romantic and nice and, oh God, he brought me flowers, fuck that. You're going to freak her out. You're going to lose your drive. You're going to lose what makes you happy. You're going to lose what makes you a man. She's going to sense that. And she's going to hop off your fucking train and you'll be alone.
You know what? Same thing goes for women too, because a lot of girls lose themselves in their relationships as well, and that's something that happened to me. But like once you establish like yourself and you find yourself and you're like, this is the direction I'm going in, these are my goals, and there is like absolutely nothing that is going to stop me from my goals. Now, if me and Chris were to break up tomorrow, like I'd be upset, of course, duh.
Yeah.
But like that's not going to stop me from competing this summer. That's not going to stop me from finishing out my semester. That's not going to stop me from literally anything else in the world. Like it's just a relationship. Like
yeah, I understand what you're saying, and like I get it, and even though my relationship ended, I don't think 7 years meant nothing. But I feel, at least from what I've experienced and what I've seen from other people and hanging out with older couples and stuff, is it's not necessarily, because the way that you're putting it is you're making it sound very much like, hey, the dude's doing his train and this girl's along for the ride and she's hopping on his train. The way that I see it, if this were possible, because this doesn't really happen, at least with trains, like, wouldn't you want to get someone who like if you're going this way, right? You're having your train. To me, it sounds, and maybe you weren't trying to put it this way, but just your analogy to me sounds a little selfish in the way that like this girl's along for the ride, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I would think it would be more like you'd want to find another train that's going the same direction as you, and because well, eventually, you know, maybe something's gonna come up along the line, right? And you know your goal's taking you here, but maybe she's gotta go to Houston for her job or something, right? And then this train has to go around this corner real quick, but y'all are still going to meet back up there. So not saying there's not going to be detours, but you want to find another train that y'all are each going on your own separate goals, but your goals are lining up and y'all are doing that together. That's what I would think. I wouldn't think that it would necessarily be like, you're along for my ride. It's we're going to the same place together and we each have our own trains.
It has to happen. It has to happen. But I'm saying like in the early stages.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens in the early stages.
I'm thinking more long term.
Yeah. This is
my experience.
The product of what happens in the early stages. Because when you're 5 years in a relationship, you're not gonna have that spike. You're not gonna have that spark anymore, right? You might not. I mean, it's inevitable. It's gonna dimmer a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think the spark is lit by change, right? So every day when I go to work, right, I face a new challenge. I'm fucking growing as a person because that's what happens when you focus on your mission in life.
Yeah.
And so every year when I come home, I'm coming home a different person, right? And that's sensed by everyone in my life. People feel that shit, and it makes it more exciting, right? But when I focus on one person, this is not even fucking about relationships anymore. But when I lose my mission, I lose that spark of who I am. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of, as the kids say, lost in the sauce. Just floating.
Who the
fucking
fuck says that?
Alex, where have you
been? Who says lost in the sauce? Who says sup, big head? Who says swinging dick? I don't know none of these things. You're talking like
okay.
I feel like me and Eman are like on like a real, I don't even know, but like it's like, Alex, where have you been?
This is why the dynamic of the podcast works. Because he's into this shit and I'm into different shit, and I don't like, people tell me this all the time when they describe me. People say that I'm a dad or I seem like a fucking dad, because I don't know none of this shit.
It's a contrast.
I'm in my car listening to Aerosmith and shit, and Eman's like, Eman said,
sum it up nicely. But anyway, that's how I feel about it, man. And if you find a passenger, right? If somebody hops in your train and your goals do go, they align, they're parallel. She's in the same things you are. You see your life going in the same way. Your religious morals may line up. Your view on kids may line up. Then you promote that bitch to co-pilot. Let's go.
I like that. Yeah, co-pilot. Only she deserves it though.
You gotta deserve it. Exactly. You can't be a McDonald's ass nigga. She gets it. What's he rolling? You get it.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it.
I'm joking when I say bitch, obviously, but it can go maybe. It can go vice versa. You know what I mean? But it's all about finding the right passenger to co-pilot this shit called life, man. That's what it is.
I agree. Now, before we end, I have one more question I want to ask Brooke. I've wanted to ask her this. I want to make sure I asked this before, because we kind of mentioned it. Brooke, you're someone who, outside of all this and all that, the way that you can be perceived is, obviously, like we keep mentioning, you are very pretty. You present yourself well. You
on complimenting there, bro.
I know. On social media and stuff, you present yourself in a way where you are taking care of yourself. You're putting yourself out there. You're very proud of your progress, and you're, sharing that with other people. What is it like? I'm sure you get this a lot, and I'll just say it bluntly. Do you get a lot of messages from dudes trying to get at you?
It's not even really messages. It's more.
Or in real life.
It's all in real life. Because messages, I don't know, like, people really just don't message me. Well, because I have, like, settings on my, like, Instagram now, so I can't get messages from people.
I told you, bro.
I can't get messages.
Did I tell you?
Yeah, how did you end up contacting her?
She texted me back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because when we were talking about it, because we were trying to get people on the podcast, and he was like, I'll reach out to Brooke. And he told me, he's like, I messaged her on Instagram. She didn't respond to me, but I'm pretty sure because she's Brooke, she hasn't deactivated, so dudes don't go get at her. And I was like, it makes sense.
Is that right?
Yeah, no, so I had, because so you were,
man.
like, I have it deactivated, but, like, I ended up seeing it after, like, a little bit, because, but then I was like, oh, it's Eman, hey, cool. Which I didn't even know I wasn't following you.
You're not following me?
I thought I was.
What about?
I'll follow you after this, because I thought I was. But, like, or I don't know, anyways, so, what was I going to say?
About dudes getting at you.
Yeah. Like, honestly, it's at this point where, like, some of it is super aggressive. Like, it happens, like, literally every single day. And it happens at work or, like, at the gym at school, at, like, literally anywhere I go, there's something that happens. And I could be in sweats. I can be in, like, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing, what I'm doing. I mean, obviously, if I'm not wearing makeup, then that's not gonna happen. But, like,
damn,
it's never.
Like, obviously, when I look like Jabba the Hutt, no one going nuts.
Yeah, none of that.
So away.
You fucking bars, dude.
So yeah, I get a lot of, like, and it's always, I hear it's like a lot of it is, some of it can be original, some of it's very, like, okay, whatever, like, this is something I hear every day.
Yeah.
But, like, But it comes to this point where, you know, like, I make a game out of it. Like, I make a huge, like, it's funny to me, because, you know, guys will, and it's, you know, sometimes, you know, it's sweet, like, they're being confident, like, hey, I just want to come over and say you're beautiful, and I'm just like, oh, thanks, my girlfriend thinks I'm beautiful, too.
Damn.
And then they're like, wait
See what I'm saying?
a minute,
Damn.
like, what, and then they're like, oh, okay, and then I'm like, yeah, bye, like, get away from me, like, there's nothing you can say now.
So, when you come from a place of abundance, right?
Yeah.
You're not no McDonald's ass girl, right?
No,
you know what you want because you have
really-
options.
yes.
You know what's out there.
Yeah.
So, a guy sort of has to be on his shit too, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what actually works? You're in a world where so many motherfuckers try to get at you. How is it that you have a certain number of guys that actually do it? What works for them?
So for me, like, honestly, like, it depends on what girls are attracted to, but for me, like, I'm really attracted to drive. Like, I really have to see a lot of, like, motivation in a person, because I'm a very motivated person. Like, I have a very busy schedule. I do a lot, and, you know, and I aspire to be, like, everything I do, I aspire to do better than that. Like, like, I did the Twin Peaks calendar last year. This year, I'm trying to get a bigger picture, and I'm trying to bring a better physique and whatever. And, you know, so, like, I meet some guys who, like, around this area especially, like, I meet them and they're like, oh, I'm just going to school, and then I live with my parents. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and that's fine. But
Yeah,
for me, it's
but like they don't have any goals.
no
Right.
goals. They're
Content.
like, well, I'm going to school just because whatever, you know, like, it's what society wants. And I'm just like, well, like,
They're not driving that train, right?
yeah, they're not driving the train. They're just kind of like leaving it in the station, like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm
If it
like,
rolls,
Yeah,
rolls.
like I'm filling up on coal, but
Been filling up on coal for 5 years.
are we going
motherfucker.
anywhere?
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
and like, so for me, like, you know, I'm really attracted to people who really want to do something with their lives, and like I've only ever really dated people because like once I like meet somebody and they're like, well, you know, my goal in life is to sell a lot of weed and get rich, and I'm just kind of like, okay, well,
That's drive. He knows what he wants.
well, you're right.
Why are you shooting that boy
Right.
down? Why are you shooting that boy
Okay,
down?
so my
Yeah,
point is
romantic.
like,
You're doing him so dirty.
so okay, so I meet like, so I get a lot of different guys because guys will come to me and they're like, hey, so how about you know how about we just hang out at my house and get a beer or something? And I'm just kind of like. That's your idea of a first, like, that's what you want my first impression to be of you. Now,
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Like if Chris would be like, let's get beer and pizza now. Okay, not now.
But,
like,
y'all have an established
Yeah.
relationship and all that.
but, like, I'm very, like, are you, like, okay, whatever. And I don't judge too much on, like, where the first date is. It's, like, how much, like I get out of you. But I also have had guys, several guys, who are like, first date, let's go to Tower of Americas. I'll drop $200.
That
Let's
shit's
do
corny
it.
as fuck. You
And
know what
I'm
I did
just
for my
like-
first date? Me and my girlfriend did this for our first date, bro. Went to 54th Street. I said, hey, having a good time. Yeah, fuck this movie. Let's go. I told you this before.
Yeah.
Let's go to this chill out spot. Me and my boys hang sometimes. I'll get a bottle and we'll just check out this nice view and listen to music.
Yeah, and
just
that's
fucking
cool,
talk.
too.
But you've also
Let's
built
talk.
up a rapport with her.
Right.
Like I'm
and
sure.
I built up myself. Because
Yeah,
you couldn't
exactly.
do this shit with no lazy ass train driver. He's been nowhere. He has no experience of
Yeah.
life. He has nothing to offer.
Yeah.
Intellectually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's also because you presented yourself and got to that point. Because I'm sure if you would have texted that girl off the bat and went, "Yeah, you want to go chill out in the car some more and drink,"
yeah.
she would have been like, "Fuck no."
There's got to be some rapport.
but like,
Yeah.
for example, like, would you say like if somebody took you out and y'all hit it off no matter where it was, and then he suggested like, "Hey, would you like to go back to my place? We'll hang out in the backyard, have a drink or something like that."
Then, like, if, like, yeah, we have
If you're
an
hitting it
established
off. Yeah,
connection.
yeah.
And, like, you know, and obviously, like, this first date goes on, and all he does is talk about, cause, I mean, and I like guys who work out. I think, you know, like, that's really cool, but it's not required. Like, my boyfriend, he never goes to the gym. Like, he's
Yeah.
not into that
Yeah,
whatsoever.
same.
And that's
Say
totally fine.
same.
Yeah, my
Your
boyfriend doesn't do that shit at all, dude.
Baby, I told you, I'm thinking
but I
about
like
it. I'm
it.
thinking about it. Oh,
I'm into the bear thing. You know this.
But,
Oh my God.
blushing.
but, so,
Wait till she leaves.
but something that, like, motivated me about... So something that motivated me about Chris, or, like, made me want to date him is, like, Chris, like, he graduated college a while ago, and
Yeah.
he has all these, like, aspiring goals and dreams and things that he wants to hit, and things that I want to see him hit, and that's, like, what attracted me, or him to me, is because he saw me go from, like, you know, just starting back up at Twin Peaks, because I left for, like, a month or two
Yeah.
while, like, I was trying to not be fat anymore, and, so, and then I come back.
Look at this girl talking about fat like she knows shit.
And so I come back, and so he loves seeing me change from, like, kind of like not so confident to someone who like I know what I'm capable of and I want to achieve more and I want to do more and I want to keep beating myself and keep just knocking things out. Because now, like, this past, like, 2017, I like to think of that as my year. Like, that was the year I got up on stage in front of, like, Miss Universe 1997 and, like, in front of, like, Sage Northcutt, who's, like, a UFC fighter.
Shit!
Yeah.
Sage Northcutt? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and, like, what's something Too Tall Jones from, like, Dallas Cowboys, so, like, I don't know much about sports. Like, I don't know, something, he was, like, a Dallas...
Something where the Spurs are playing at the football stadium? I don't know.
Something about Barack Obama?
Barack Obama.
I don't know, but me going from someone who just, like, I didn't see myself as much, and then, you know, I suddenly was in these calendars, and I'm up on stage in front of these people, and I'm doing these calendar tours, and making money and traveling and doing essentially whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just knocking all these dreams out of the park, and just doing it like, you know, like it's nothing. I said, if I can do this, I can do anything, and that's why this year I put, like, I'm gonna travel more, I'm gonna do my first actual NPC competition. I'm going to achieve for a higher, better picture in the calendar, because my picture right now is like that big. I want like one that's like that big.
Yeah, it's not that great. It doesn't look that great on my wall. I'm just making myself sound so creepy this whole episode.
And the bad thing is, he's not even lying about nothing he's saying.
Yeah, no, it's starched, definitely. Okay, so let me ask you all this, because to kind of wrap everything up.
Okay.
Because a lot of this was about, you know.
See, I'm so bad at talking.
No, you're fine.
I go off like.
No, that's what we do. That's
perfect.
the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So obviously this whole thing was a lot about like self-worth and growing yourself, and then we kind of transitioned into relationships a little bit as far as like meeting people who also have those aspirations.
Yeah.
So would both of you say that maybe not necessarily the key, but something that seems that, I'll just say keys, something that would be one of the keys to a healthy relationship is having two people that, one, are into each other and they have that chemistry, but two, they both have goals that they want to help the other achieve, or that they want to see the other achieve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would y'all think, from what we've talked about and what your experiences are, that would be something amicable or something that y'all would want to see within a relationship of your own?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Well, we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up there. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in to this very what did I say? Aesthetically pleasing episode of Break Time. As always, if you want to follow us on our social media outlets, they're at the bottom there. You can also check out our Teespring store if you want to support us in that way. You can also, I mean, if it's okay with Brooke.
What?
Brooke, where can people find you, like on Twitter and Instagram and shit?
So I actually don't have a Twitter, but...
You don't have a Twitter?
No, I don't.
Don't get one.
What the
shit is fucking toxic.
What am I going to do?
I have an Instagram.
At the beginning of all these videos, I have everyone's Twitter names at the bottom. Now it's going to be shit. It's going to be shit. Now it's just going to be Instagram. Now I got to put an Instagram logo on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so at exo.brooke with 3 E's.
Yeah, she's the one with the cleavage.
No. Yeah. No, my picture is actually my butt right now, so that's my backside.
Damn it.
My backside.
It's my backside.
Alrighty. Well, before we end off, Eman, as I always do, is there anything you want to say to the people before we end out this episode of Break Time?
No, not really. We're gonna have more guests, so if you want to be a guest, reach out. We'll do shit like this. It'll be a lot of fun. But other than that, thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoy.
Alright, guys, thank you very much, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Break Time.
Yeah.